Familiars. I don't think we use them enough. I used one way back in the day, and I consider them a liability in certain situations. In high-level AD&D and other situations, a familiar is a lovely target to screw the enemy spellcaster. I see a dude with an owl on his shoulder. That thing's eating 5 magic missiles. Spaz out, big boy! Ah! You killed my baby! Yes, I did. But anyway, I've been running Highfell for a while, and all these ruined towers, every mage has a familiar in their statue or in their backstory. All of them. So, they also have unique hats to the whole place, so that's a cultural thing. The culture of Highfell was all about showing off what cool minion you have, your familiar, and weird hats and stuff. Okay. Maybe that reinforces some of this criticism that playing characters in robes is kind of girly. We should all be barbarians. The spell, find familiar. It's a little bit more well written for Dragonslayer, I think, than AD&D. But the world ethos, the world mythology, seems to lean to the fact that anything could be a special familiar. And I'm going to support that. You could think of, as a player, if you go, I want X as a familiar, that dude's got a Magman. How can I figure out how to get a Magman familiar? We'll dig through his tower, read through the books that are in there, and maybe you'll discover how he did it. But it's only a 7% chance per year to get one. So you could, from the basic perusing of the spell real fast, right? It looked like you could just have the ceremony just to get the special minion. Like you call out to it, and you don't want a regular minion. You're trying to get the good one. 7% chance, 100 gold pieces once a year. Maybe I'll add stuff in that adds percentile to that, right? One of the things about this, the Highfell, and in gaming in general, that there are spell components for variant castings and stuff that are rare, powerful, and wondrous. We'll give them an extra bonus. If they got, well, it's a 100 gold piece, right? What happens if I spend 10,000? With 1,000, 10 times the amount. Yeah, maybe we'll give you a plus 5%, and it increases the mystique of empower of your caster, heightens their senses. The basic ones, like brownies for lawfuls and lawful goods, right? You can't be surprised. Once you got a brownie as your dude, you add his hit points onto your hit points, and you can't be surprised. Granted, that brownie's got 2 hit points. I mean, it's 2 hit die. So if that bad boy gets whacked, there are repercussions, and you're going to permanently lose hit points. And for a wizard, that's bad. So it says down to a minimum of 1. So you could erase entire levels worth of your hit points when your minion gets whacked. So if you get a beefier minion, you get beefier hit points. So that dude with the Magman starts to make sense. And then you have other ones like the Vampire Bat, and I'm going to go through and double check every one of these. I think only 1 or 2 actually had a very basic minion. One had a Vampire Bat, which I think everything's right around the 2 hit die. Pseudo Dragons, I think, were a little bit higher. That Leprechaun they released, they could have actually, if they had a Chaotic Mage, they could have bound him. It's like, oh, we released you. Become my familiar. Oh, you got a little dude who can polymorph any object running around with you. That's pretty powerful. He's got D4 hit points. Don't die, little bud. Stay invisible. I always loved the area effect of fireballs. I was fighting a bunch of wizards one time, and a fireball, and they were like, this. And I was like, what about all these damn minions, these homunculuses and stuff I see popping around? And my DM was like, wait, what? I was like, I saw 3 homunculus and a closet and something else. Well, they got saved too. Killed 3 homunculuses in one room. I had 3 wizards just fall over dead. Like, ah! Didn't even lay a finger. Fireball damage, plus your homunculus died. You done. Pros and cons for everything in the game, but anything that's a power multiplier or something that increases your mystique or builds into your character, and I do believe that anything like a familiar ties into how your characters, I guess we're calling it stuff dad lore, your character lore now, what the kids are saying, what the kids are, that jive speak that they're, yakety yakking. So I'm going to throw that out there for my players. I think I've talked about it in chat with them, but I actually thought I was going to have a lot more wizards going through Highfield, but it tends to be kind of beefy. But yeah, Highfield's one of my favorite places to run now. I'm really diving into it. It might be passing up Barrel Maze. I'm running Barrel Maze and Highfield, but Highfield, I've always played Magic users a lot. I've played all kind of classes. I think only classes I've not really played a lot of are Thieves, just to test Bards. So I've never played a Bard. But yeah, that inner Magic user bias in me is coming out. There's a lot of cool things in there. Thought I'd share that. Customize your fine familiars. If you see some stuff that you think would be a neat familiar for your campaign or whatever, maybe you contemplate on that ahead of time, so when a player goes, can I have something like this? You already have an idea of the special abilities that it does. Review all the ones so it's not over-tilted for what the other ones do. Like the Magman, I think that would just be your fire resistant. You got permanent fire resistance as long as your Magman was within 120 feet. That would be more of your evil guy, though. And I think the Necro Lord had a vampire bat. So, what special benefits would you get from a vampire bat? I mean, you get all your standard bat stuff, the heightened senses for like having a bat, which are already listed. Maybe you could subsist on blood. And since you got a vampire bat, it's like, oh yeah, we both feast. So, go full Vlad, bro. Full Vlad. But anyway, game well, game often. Tinker with your spells, personalize them. Be prepared for when the players throw you a curveball. I think you can do too much prep ahead of time and you're just burning yourself out. But have a general idea when they say, I want a familiar that's not on that list. Can I do it? You can most definitely try. 100 gold pieces once a year, 7% chance. That kind of sucks. But worth a shot. What's happening? And the target creature gets a saving throw. What if it doesn't want to be your familiar? It's like, nah, I don't think so. You got to bind it to you. Game well, game often. Have a great day, guys.